Yes. James Crochet led the team.
He wouldn't run the ball the way he ran like tonight. There were a couple times where he took off.
If we're drafting all these players in the first round, we're spending money on these players.
And there is not much that teams are going to do when they're winning.
Even if you ain't feeling what I got to say, I can write it, ball it up, and sew it away.
Congrats to Ferris for Giants winning. I know you're happy.
I got 86 to join, drop another today.
Once we get to the playoffs,
even if you ain't feeling what I got to say, I can write it, ball it up, and sew it away. They ain't hit record and let the beat play. I got 86 to join, drop another today. I'm more Langston than
I want him to start doing that.
Would have sworn, Lord, I got the end. Him and Wade with a Marvin Gaye mine. That should be a big deal. Where do I sign? Living in the illusions of freedom. Warning signs like
Welcome back. This is another edition of Ravens Online on Gatekeepers. I'm your man, Hendo. Thank you for stopping by. Listen, if you are new here, this is your first time, I just want to let you know this is a safe space. For those that have been here before, they know, speak your mind, but please do it respectfully. This is a place where we talk football with friends and family. Now, we are all family under the Ravens community. We are all underneath that umbrella. So make sure you bring it, but make sure that you speak facts over fiction. We try to keep it a buck in here, but we don't try to get in our feelings. We try to spit that truth. Now, in being here, we like to give you alternative thoughts, feelings, opinions. Not to say that we're right, not to say that we're wrong. We just like to give you the other side of the coin. Now, we are not the status quo. We don't contend to be. We just give you the facts on what we feel and how we feel about it. So let's get this popping. But first, I got to bring my man in here. I have a special guest host with me today. Now, let me tell you a little story. I started doing this YouTube thing, and I met up with a bunch of gentlemen. And getting to know these gentlemen, they can tell you, and this guy right here can tell you, I don't like people. I don't like being around people. I don't like people coming to my house. I don't like company whatsoever. But when it comes to these guys, and I can say them throughout my life, that I don't respect a lot of people, nor do I tell them that. But these gentlemen, and especially this guy here, I respect the hell out of him. You know, he makes me aspire to be a better host. He makes me aspire to do better when I come on these streams. Because ever since I've seen him from the first time, killing it. That's why I always love to have his brother on my show. And like I said, family. I consider these dudes family. Like, I know we came together off some YouTube stuff, but if any of them called me at 3 o'clock in the morning and was like, yo, I'm stuck, I go get them. That's how close we become. So without further ado, let me bring my man in here, OTRMike.
Man, look, Hendo just trying to butter me up because we got this fantasy playoffs coming up, you know what I'm saying? And wow, he just want to make sure he
I did all that for fantasy football. Wow.
Nah, man, I appreciate it, Hendo. You already know what it is, man. Every time you put that call in, any of us put that call into each other, we make it happen. So, man, I appreciate those kind of words. Like you said, family for sure. And hey, you know, no matter how that connect, you know what I'm saying? That's just the times we in. It ain't got to be somebody you rubbing shoulders with every day. It can be somebody, like you say, you meeting on YouTube, or you connecting in some online group, or connecting talking about the Ravens. So we've seen that happen numerous times, and many times this year. Just, you know, some guys coming together or off the whim, and it turning out to being a beautiful thing. Look at what we do on Mondays with Coach Evans on Sip to Tally Films in his channel. So it is what it is. That's just how things happen, man. So you already know what it is. Family for sure.
For sure. Listen, I talk to you guys more than I talk to family and dudes I've known for 20-something years. I speak to y'all damn near every day.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Some of my other friends, I can't even remember their names because I don't even talk to them no more. So it's real. It's real. All right, let's see who we got in the house. We got Team Ramey up in here. What's going on, bro? Thank you for stopping by and joining us. Of course, we got the man Big Reg in here. Listen, bro, no JPP slander today. It's the holidays. We're not going to talk about people's appendages or the missing appendages that they have. We're going to keep it a good one. We're going to be in that jovial.
Big Red's funny, boy.
We're going to be on that jovial spirit. Yeah, man. Oh, okay. Joy Walker, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. I don't think I've ever seen you before, but listen, nonetheless, let's get this thing started and let's have us a good show. Now, as you can see at the bottom, my man here, OTRMike, he has a show, Open Mic with OTRMike. Make sure you go over and subscribe, like, share his content. He is your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. If you don't believe me, it's printed at the bottom, and words don't lie.
Hey, well, thank you in advance those of you who go and subscribe. A little different than what you see us, what you're going to see us do now, what you see us do on Mondays, what you see me do on LBHT. Some kind of way I become a third member of that. You too, Hendo, we 3 and 4 hopping on there. Right. We got the invite, so Wednesdays you see us pop in. That's just what it is. But yeah, man, it's a little different than sports talk, even though I will touch on that as I did talking about Deion Sanders and his situation. But I give you another side of things, right? Just meant for anything from mental health to, like I said, sports to just general talk, man. So go check me out. I got about 10, 11 episodes up there now, and we rocking and rolling.
Indeed. Listen, I like the fact that you can paint us in a different light, because most of us know us through sports and how we feel about the Ravens and the ups and downs. They don't get to see how we interact with each other, and they don't know most of these dudes funny as hell.
Right.
Most of these dudes is funny.
Yeah, like what y'all don't see is the side text. Y'all don't see that. That's the funny part.
That's the funny part. Like, these dudes have different personalities, but everybody's cool. I just, like I said, I just feel blessed that you come together with a bunch of different guys from across the country on the internet, and everybody is so genuine and real. Because when we was coming up and the internet first started popping, you couldn't believe anything you saw.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. It was almost fake, right? It was like make believe when you on the internet. You just like, oh man, this ain't real life. This is just some, it still happens now, but I feel like back then, since it was so new, people were able to create themselves, right? Like, you could be a whole different person online, and it still happens, but I just feel like back then you had to be really, really more conscious of that. But there's so much stuff out here now where it's harder to do that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different platforms where you can stumble across something and be like, wait, is that the same dude who, you know what I mean? So it's just, yeah, it's a different time, man. It's wild, but it's just, I said this before. I think when you came on my show, and we talked about how, people, you get more support from people who you don't know than you do from the people that you've known for years on years. And that's what this allows, like YouTube, social medias, internet platforms, man, that allows that to happen. So yeah, you end up seeing like, okay, these some real people, they support, they cool as hell, like, let's kick it, you know what I mean? And
facts,
that's how you get to where we are now.
Indeed. All right, let us jump into the reason that we're all here. This upcoming matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. So luckily we get a Saturday night game. You know what I mean? It's a Saturday afternoon game. I'm appreciative of it because that gives me my Sunday to watch football and enjoy it, and I have to worry about, oh man, right, I gotta stream later on, I gotta do all this stuff. Give me your thoughts on the game and how you think it's going to progress.
Man, I think I said this yesterday on LBHT. Like, this out of any game left, I'm more concerned about, just from the standpoint of that guy they call Myles Garrett, right? And us having an inexperienced quarterback there. I think last year he played Snoop, and I think he stripped him, and I think he ran it back like
for a touchdown.
Yeah, Like it's just, Snoop is solid, but like Lamar just got a different speed to him, a different reaction to him, and you got to react to Lamar a little different than you got to do with Snoop, right? And so I'm just afraid of that. I think the Ravens will be in all of these games, right? Just because, I mean, and even how bad the product is on the field, we haven't really been blown out. Now we've blown big leads, right? But we've never been like actually blown out, which is surprising. Like it's been a couple games where I'm like, all right, we about to get smashed. You know what I'm saying? and it didn't happen.
Right.
So I think they'll be in this game. And if they're able to make it ugly, then they got a shot. But I am slightly concerned about this one just off of one person, and that's Myles Garrett. Like he just scares me. He's that type of talent that can change the game, man. No matter where he is or where he's lined up or whatever side of the ball he's on, he can change the game. So I'm gonna be watching him, but I think they can win this game for sure.
Oh, no doubt. See, for me, the big thing was like last week with TJ Watt. He wasn't as effective because he's only 80% right now. I'm not sure where Myles Garrett is after that car accident. He hasn't been the same, but I think that he's getting healthy and he's going to round in the form. For me, the biggest thing is going to be Deshaun Watson. This is his third game back. So he's gotten his 2 preseason games out the way, so to speak. And for some reason with us, we always let that dude become the man in the game.
Yeah.
It's always that one guy that you like, I ain't really worried about him. And at the end of the game, you're like, what? He had 347 yards.
Right.
So I just think that we have to worry about their run game. Listen, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, and they have a decent offensive line. So if they get that run game going in the play action passing,
yeah, you can't sleep on. You cannot sleep on Deshaun, even though he's been playing not so great. Like you now, for our sake, let's hope that it's kind of like that Russell Wilson kind of feel like, even though the season's been horrible for Russell, like especially in the beginning of the season, each week you like, all right, man, he in a new situation, he gonna turn it on, and it hasn't really happened, and it's taking a while to happen. So hopefully that's what Deshaun is, but that's a good one. We would just be that team to break him out his shell. And we, you know what, we seem very susceptible to like the quarterbacks that can scramble, right? And I can see him being an issue with his legs, which then just gives, that becomes more of a problem because you got to watch him and it opens up other things. So, yeah, that's a good one, man. I see him I see who was it? Evil Lamar says it's gonna be a tough game. I mean, it's a divisional game, so they all gonna, divisional games are tough. But it's just something about this game, man, that I'm like, and those are that factor. I didn't even think about mentioning Deshaun, but yeah, that's a factor too.
Oh, well, we got another factor we need to consider. Now, I don't know how much different it's going to be because he kind of killed us the last game, but now we have Roquan. So I don't know if David Njoku is going to have the effect that he has, because for some reason tight ends are killing us. We had the rookie tight end from Denver. Like, it's just some reason Pat Frymuth should have killed us, but Tricky Mitch, he's just a horrible individual. So, but we just have a problem covering tight ends, and it's surprising to me because our offense is tight end centric. So you would think in practice
they see it all the time.
They used to guarding tight ends, especially Mark Andrews. But when the games come on, we just can't get it done.
Yeah, and Njoku, yeah, he did kill us. Roquan, I mean, what's your thoughts on him in coverage? Like, I haven't really paid. I mean, I know he had the interception. But is he known for?
Yes.
Is he known for his coverage skills as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And that was the biggest thing about why he wanted more money, because if you really don't know about him, you just like, oh, he just get so many tackles, he stumble upon, jump on piles, and certain things like that. Nah, bruh. running backs out the backfield, the tight ends, they put him on him, and he can neutralize him.
Okay.
And I think that's why Chicago wanted to re-sign him, but they didn't want to re-sign him for his worth. Because once again, like Jose and them always say, middle linebacker is just not a prime position where you give out money like that. They don't normally get $20 million contracts anymore because this isn't a thumping league. But for me, he may possibly be worth that money because, like I said, he covers, he tackles, he does it all. And like Big Ray says, how shocked were you to hear the reporter say the Ravens want to sign Roquan Smith before the season is over? How you feel about that?
Very shocked. I mean, but then everything, talk is cheap, right? I'm not so much. I put it this way, Big Reg. If it happens, I'd be super shocked. I'm not super shocked to hear the talk because, I mean, it's the right thing to say because he's playing well, right? And you gave up some capital, that they so much covet. So it's the right thing to say. But with the Ravens, man, it's just hard to trust anything that comes out of that castle. So I'm more so, prove it, sign them, get it done, and then I'll feel much better about it. But we ain't proved to be that type. I can't think of anybody that we paid. Did we pay anybody at this point of any season of significance? Not like I know we kind of gave Patrick McCarry an extension, kind of.
Are you talking about under the EDC era or just in general?
In general, I can't think of
Suggs.
Okay.
Suggs.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
1 in 26 years.
It would be nice though. It would be nice if they can get him locked up, and that way they can focus all their resources on keeping 8. Because I'm not too confident in that. But they got to get one of them out of the way. In whether you get him signed and then you tag Lamar or whatever, or you sign Lamar and tag Roquan, but that's the only way you're probably gonna be able to keep both of them. And then without risking losing one, so we'll see, especially Roquan, right? Because if you don't get him signed, then he could test the market because you're gonna have to use a tag on Lamar, and then tagging Lamar just buys you a little bit more time to get something done, a deal done, or whatever you're gonna do, whether that's trading them or you getting a long-term deal done. So they gotta figure something out, or they just gonna be empty-handed.
Facts. And this is why this doesn't shock me, because being that they have to use the franchise tag on Lamar, they don't want Roquan to test the market, because the same thing happened with CJ Mosley. They let him hit that market, and the New York Jets offered him $17 million a year. Now, if we're not going to pay CJ Mosley $17 million a year from a proven guy that we've known for years, shut down and end games like the Cleveland game we tried to get into the playoffs, we had a dude, we knew what we had with him. We didn't want to give him $17 million. And all the fans said, oh, he ain't worth it. We spending too much on him and let him go. And we've seen what happened since then. Now we got Roquan in, so we can't let him test the market, because I'm guaranteeing you there's teams out there, possibly, once again, the New York Jets. They love former Ravens because in some aspects we can find some talent, bits and pieces, but they just know we have a winning pedigree. So they try to poach our players to bring that winning pedigree over to them. Now, as far as Lamar goes, you said they got to hit him with that tag to buy that time. We're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about that later. What's on, Kogan? Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, Hayden Hurst gave us that work. Yes, indeed. Okay. Maybe you can answer this, because I don't speak about certain people. It says Hamilton been covering tight ends because he's lengthy. Don't know if that's the best matchup game to game. Now, I take that back. I'm going to talk about it. Listen, as you've seen, when they put Hamilton on the second and third tight ends, he's PFF's number 1 rated safety in the league. But when he starts playing against starters, what happened, Mike?
He get beat like he stole something,
or he can't tackle him at all.
Or he can't tackle. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather see him there than trying Stevenson or somebody. But It just hasn't worked, though. It just has not worked. Now I don't know how much Marcus Williams being back will change some things. Will free him up to. I mean, I guess do less thinking and do more reacting. But yeah, I don't know if he want. I don't know if he want Njoku. I don't know if he want that problem.
Too big, too strong, too fast.
Yeah, and he too fast. So it's not your typical, thudding, tight end that, big guy, strong guy, but not as fast as you. This guy is just as big and just as strong and maybe faster than you.
But I know they're gonna say, hey, but that Florida State play.
Right. Everybody let it. Hey, don't get me wrong, it was impressive, right?
It was impressive.
But we ain't seen that yet. And that it's just, hey, it's a different speed on this level, right? Everybody are just as big and just as fast as you. So yeah, that Florida State play, we got to let that go. We might not see that.
But we Ravens fans, how can we let that go? We still talk about 2019. What's going on?
We can't get past it. What they say, if they sign Roquan before the season, Lamar needs to add $10 million to his ass. Yeah, we're about to sign Lamar, tag Lamar, trade him. Well, that's a possibility, man.
But it depends on which tag we give him. If we give him the non-exclusive tag, other teams can swoop in. So we have to watch which tag they give him.
They can't be that crazy. They can't be that.
Mike,
I like to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, it's just hard to. Nothing shocks me with them though. If they were to do something like that, and I would just be like, oh man, that's the Ravens. You know what I mean?
Right. So let me ask you a question. Lamar Jackson, 3 first-round picks.
I want Lamar Jackson.
No, not you. What do you think that the organization's going to do? What do you think Eric DeCosta is going to say?
Man, he see draft picks and he see first-round draft picks. That man going light up like this Christmas tree behind me, man. He's enamored with picks for some reason, and 3 number ones, man. But it would be the worst thing he could do. It would be the worst thing he could do. I really believe that. I really, we've had generational talent around here, right? We've had Hall of Fame talent, right? We've had Ray Lewis, quite possibly the greatest linebacker ever. Ed Reed, quite possibly the greatest safety ever. Terrell Suggs, Hall of Fame, should be a Hall of Famer. Haloti Nada. Like, we've had talent. We damn, why is his name slipping me? John Ogden, right? We've had generational talent here, right? But I just think it's a little different when you have a generational talent at the quarterback position. That is not easy to find.
And we should know as a franchise.
Right. We should know big time. And we got one. So to let that walk away just feels like it's going to be a big mistake. And you're going to be chasing that for Lord knows how many more years it's going to take. I mean, look how long it took us to get here, right? Like, Hendo, in the past, right? Have you ever thought we have seen an MVP here that played the quarterback position?
Not in my lifetime.
Now, we came close with Jamal Lewis, right? When he rushed for 2,000 yards and all that, but quarterback, did we ever think we would see one that was unanimous MVP in this town? Now, we used to defensive player of the years, right? We used to that. Like, so we seen another one of those. We did that before.
All right, status quo.
But the MVP of the league being the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens, I couldn't have never thought that we would ever see that. So it'll be thrown away a lot. So I hope they wake up. But like they saying, like Big Reg and them saying, man, they EDC, every draft counts.
I mean, my question is, when did they start counting? Because what is this, his 4th draft?
Yeah.
Who is he drafted?
And that's the thing. Like, I know a lot of people don't really care for Joy Taylor, but like the way she broke that down, she crushed it. She crushed EDC on something like, because I think one of them one of them cats was on there with the what's the two brothers that the Acho brothers?
Emmanuel
Yeah,
Acho was on it.
Emmanuel, right? It's like, he's talking about all these draft picks, and they've drafted first round picks, and like she said, that doesn't mean that they were good picks.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you made all of these picks doesn't mean they were good picks, and clearly, not all of them were, right. And you haven't really hit on anyone that has been like real superstar. You know what I mean? Like, so it's. But she was 100% right.
Facts.
So as Ravens fans, are we willing to put this back into EDC's hands, right? To see, are you willing to hand EDC 3 first round picks, and do you trust the fact that he's going to make the right picks with those 3? If the answer is no, or if it's hell no, then you need to keep Lamar.
But in EDC's eyes, he feels like he can draft.
That's the problem. That's his problem.
And he feels like he's outsmarting everyone else. Mm-hmm. That's the issue. But for me personally, Joy Taylor also said, listen, because Emmanuel Acho has to do his trolling thing, and I think he just does it to get views, and what I'm saying, just be the person that goes against everything. But she also said, because he said you can't say that the Ravens organization didn't try to get Lamar weapons or try to help him out, and in actuality, he may be correct to some point. They did go out and try, but what Joy said was, okay, when you realized that the dudes that you were getting wasn't it, now it's time to go take one of them first round picks and trade for a bona fide star.
Exactly.
When you find out you don't know how to draft or bring in players, now you use that and go out and bring in somebody that can do it.
Right. Is that considered trying though? Like, or is that considered, they brought in, they tried to bring in pieces. Like, I don't even consider that trying. Like, that's just, just because you make the pick doesn't mean that you trying, right? Now, are you making picks of players who you think fit this whack system we got, or you making picks based off of this dude could ball? Because if you were making picks off of this dude could ball, then it's a dude that plays for Pittsburgh that was right there for us to take. And everybody in the world knew that kid could ball.
Facts.
But we didn't take him. So if that's what you want, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same, man.
It's not. And what's going on, Taurus?
What up, Taurus?
This is my question to you. How did he hit on JK? JK gave us one good season. And David Ojabo has not even played a game yet. How can you say he hit on Ojabo? The man has not even got on the field.
Yeah, but you know what my thing with this, Taurus? Okay, let's say we give you JK, right? But the last 3 names are defensive players, right? We talking about, and Joy Taylor was talking about players that are here to help Lamar Jackson. Right. And we can't even give, I'm just giving you JK just for the sake of conversation.
Right.
But we haven't seen a full-fledged season, especially as him as the clear-cut number 1 on this team yet. He had a good year last year, or the year before he got hurt. And then, like, he's still making his way back. Yeah, right. You're right. But we haven't seen a follow-up of that.
Right.
We need to, so we think
he
hope. Has a potential, right, to be good, to be that guy that can make plays here, but we don't know. We gotta wait till he's fully healthy. He had a good game this week, but look, even he said, if you watch the Ravens wire, he's like, I ain't there yet.
Right. And my thing is, who in 2021, 2020 didn't average 5 yards a carry behind Lamar?
Pretty much. Yeah.
I'm not trying to discount that JK could be good, but my thing is, for us, or for me personally, to say somebody is that guy, I need prolonged success. I need them to do it for a couple seasons. I don't need them to do it for half the year, then 2 years later they have 2 good games. Like, I need to see success. And I can't say that I hate the pick because they did go offense and get JK. But as far as the players that EDC's brought in, they really not helping the team. You know what I mean? The draft picks really aren't doing anything. I know you high on Travis Jones. Everybody told me first round talent. Then it was give him a couple games. Now it's he just need to wait till the offseason, he gets strong and then come back next year.
Don't do that to my guy Travis, man.
I'm not listen, and it's nothing against Travis personally. You know what I'm saying? It's just that as a franchise, as a fan base, we always hyping up these rookies. These rookies should not have to come in and save this franchise for us.
100%.
Kyle Hamilton should not have to be the savior for this defensive backfield. You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
What's going on, Davon?
Cousin Davon. I agree with you, man. Look, I am happy to see, right? I think it's odd that it's really taking legs now that Lamar's hurt, but I'm happy to see that these news publications are now calling out how bad the talent is around him, right? When we've been saying it from the off season to this point, we've been saying that. And you had your few that's, oh man, he got people, they just need their chance, blah.
And they got their chance.
Nothing happened. And now it's got legs. I just think it's odd. Like I said, I just think it's odd that it's really taking off now that Lamar isn't playing. But the proof is in the pudding. And if EDC was really about that smoke and making sure that offense is or his number one player is happy and he got talent around him.
Right.
If he was any good at doing what his job is supposed to be about, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. And don't get me wrong, I was happy. I felt good about EDC moving into the next chip just because he's been here long. But now it seems like that's turning out to be the bad thing because he's just taking on a lot of the same thoughts and stuff like that. But the one thing I thought we were getting out of EDC is that he was going to be a younger, more, modern, more up-to-date, more current times thinking GM. And he ain't that. So until I see some top talent on the offensive side of the ball,
right,
he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
So Yolanda says you spitting facts. I guess I'm just talking outside of my neck.
Appreciate you, Yolanda.
I guess I'm not talking facts, yeah. But yes, and the thing that gets me, or the thing that is that grinds my gears, so to speak, is people are always saying, "Oh, well, Ozzie didn't hit on all his draft picks, but Ozzie picked a lot of Hall of Famers."
Right. Like
EDC has picked nobody.
Yeah, I mean, name a GM, and I wouldn't discount that. You're not gonna hit on every pick. Name a GM that has hit on every pick, but you gotta hit on a majority of them, and you gotta make big hit. And Ozzie made huge hits on the ones he hit on, and he kind of slid towards the end. He got complacent. He got kind of, he kind of pigeonholed himself into a certain player. But then he brings in 8. You know what I mean? So that's another hit. That's another MVP under his belt.
And Andrews.
So, yeah.
And Orlando Brown.
So it's like, I mean, I don't expect EDC to hit on everyone, but he needs to hit more than he has. And it's not, it's not a lot of them that he's hit on. I mean, we ain't got to go into the players, but
Thanks.
He just has to go and get playmaking players, right? I know he loves the defensive side of the ball. If you're going to draft defense, you got to go get playmakers. But you need playmakers. Whatever pick you make, you need playmakers, and it just seems like he stays away from a certain player. Like, I was screaming for him to take George Pickens. I seen what he was doing at Georgia. Like, I don't get paid to look at talent. I don't get paid to pick players like he does. But I think, everybody could see that this kid has something, but you took a player. Now I knew they were high on the job, but you took a player who can't find his way on the field yet.
Right.
He's been fully practicing for weeks now, and we haven't seen him yet. But you just got one of our best corners was just getting abused by this young boy. So it's just like those are the type of guys that he needs to start. They need to start looking at him. We shy away from those guys, and those are the guys that we see that's killing us every week.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So for me, Julian says, to what extent is ownership to blame? For me, they hold a lot of the blame. Just like in the situation which you talk about George Pickens. What I don't understand is we are a run dominant team, and you have a wide receiver that likes to block.
Likes to hit people.
He likes to block people. Why would that not be a perfect marriage? And then more so to the fact of over the last several years, we have been a very injured team. Why would you draft more people with injuries when we still having people coming off IR? Like that to me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And Bisciotti, he's just sitting back letting Harbaugh do what he wants to do. And to Taurus's point, listen, all of no, it wasn't this one. All of the picks aren't on EDC because John Harbaugh does pick some picks as well. I'm not faulting him for a lot of that because he doesn't have as much control as people think. But Taurus, yes, I give him credit. He traded for Calais, he traded for Marcus Peters, he traded for Roquan. Other than trades, what talent? Because any GM can go out there and trade for a proven talent. He's not
even on the trades, Hendo. Like, yeah, I'm no discredit to Roquan. MP was a great pick at a great time. A great trade, great piece to bring in at a great time. But we've watched D-Hop get out of here, or not even,
right.
We watched a local kid in Stephon Diggs, not even. We watched AJ Brown, not even in the mix. We've seen that, DK Metcalf, his name be dangled. We ain't even. So that's the type of trade we need.
Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams.
Hill, yeah.
Devontae Adams.
Like, come on, man. Like those are those are trades that we need to see him making. Like these other teams, like some of these teams are being aggressive and they're going for it. Oh, this person's available. Okay, what you need? That's what we need. Like he went and got Roquan, and it's paying off. I like the pick, but we have issues offensively, if you have not noticed. And until Lamar has a guy that can get up there and win 50-50 balls for him, we don't have a chance. We don't have a chance.
Was D-Hop suspended when he got traded?
No, he was not, because he balled out.
And Devontae wanted money. Okay, Roquan's gonna
everybody want money.
Like some of the stuff that you say, I understand that that's your guy, but everybody wants money. And D-Hop being suspended 4 games, guess what? He ain't suspended the rest of them, and he's coming back, and he's still the best receiver Arizona has.
Right. Like, I mean, that's unfortunate, right? He got suspended, but he wasn't suspended when he got traded.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
And in them 2 years he gave him, he was balling out of control.
They all want money. They're not playing just to,
So they love the game.
Yeah, they want money. You got to pay now. If you want to win, you got to pay. That's just what it is. Wait till you see how much Roquan's gonna want them to pay him. Wait till you see how much.
Facts. Facts. Now when he asked for 20 mil, what we gonna say? So then that's gonna be 3 draft picks, a 3rd round, a 2nd round, and a 5th round. If we don't resign Roquan, because the 3rd round we gave up for Unique Ngakoue.
Yeah.
Half season gone. Roquan, half a season gone. Those are 3 draft picks that we just gave away. And I think somebody earlier, I think I may have missed it, but somebody earlier asked if we were going to trade PQ next season. Yes, we needed to recoup draft picks. They love draft picks. They don't love players.
The PQ is oddly enough the one player who I think he might sign, because that's one of his guys. You know what I mean? Like, all of his guys has got out of here. Like that's one of his guys that I could see him like, okay, I'm gonna pay PQ. But what's going to happen is this: we're about to we're going to pay somebody like Ben Powers. We're gonna overpay that because he's having a solid year. But we know what he about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing that happened with Patrick McCarry. We paid him. We gave him a little more money, and I mean he's okay. He's a backup. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
So we would rather give Roquan 20 minutes than Hollywood. I bet you. And I mean,
Hollywood was he sure would help right now.
Sure.
It's a trickle down effect because if Hollywood was here, I think we would throw the ball a little bit more, and maybe Lamar wouldn't have got hurt running the ball. I mean, standing in the pocket waiting. You know what I mean, for somebody to get open downfield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like certain things, but I understand what Taurus is saying, but none of these people are panning out, and we're wasting money. Like your man, I guess y'all want to forget, your man gave Alejandro Villanueva a contract. We're still paying him money this year. We have dead money on our books for a guy that's not on the team. And EDC did that. EDC drafted a fullback, cut him, brought him back again, and let him go again.
Just because that's his pick. You know what I mean?
But that was John Harbaugh pick.
Oh, that's right. That was a Michigan guy. Yeah.
John Harbaugh pick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, Taurus, I hear you, bro. It's just not a good product, and it's offensively, it's not a good product. And you got to find some type of balance. You know what I mean? Unless you want Lamar to go. If you want Lamar to go, then
I understand.
I want y'all to keep the same team. Just put that same quarterback with the same quarterbacks.
What's going on, Mr.
I mean, the same wide receivers that he throwing the ball to.
Yes, and yes, thank you, Joy. Nick Boyle and Pat Ricard, $14 million. $14 million this year for a injured tight end that plays special teams and a fullback who we do better when he's on the bench. But let's segue over to this. So, of course, Acho and all them other people, they were talking about, I think today they were speaking on how does the Kyler Murray injury affect Lamar Jackson and his contract negotiations? So since we already on this, do you feel that it does anything for Lamar?
Why does Lamar name got to come up with everything? Why isn't it not about how does Kyler Murray's injury affect Joe Burrow's contract?
Right.
Or Justin Herbert, or one of those guys that's about to come up and get paid too.
In the same year.
I can't stand that. But no, it doesn't do anything. He's still gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid get paid more than Kyler Murray got paid because he should. Like, I think what it boils down to is you compare the resumes. And the resume ain't nowhere on it. Like it's somebody out there. There's multiple teams out there that would love the opportunity to give Lamar what he's asking for. Right.
Thanks.
It's just us that we're taking this for granted right now, right? And I just hope it doesn't bite us because we're playing a tough, very, very dangerous game right now with this guy.
Right.
And it's at the end of the day, Kyler got paid, right? And shout out to Arizona, who was like, all right, man, we can't afford to have this guy unhappy. I mean, he didn't have a great year. He ended up getting hurt. But is he still not that quarterback of the future? Like, he got paid. Like, I don't think it affects it one bit. I think his number is going up. The longer we wait, the more money they're going to pay out. Because I don't think they're going to play around with Joe's money. I don't think they're going to play around with Herbert's money. And those cats going to see big contracts too. So
facts.
That price is, for that position, that premium is going to continue to go up.
Facts. Because my thing is, Kyler Murray got paid after one of the worst playoff performances I've ever seen from a quarterback, especially a number one overall pick.
Yeah.
That interception in the end zone. And, once again, they like to keep Lamar's name in their mouth. But didn't the same thing happen with Dak Prescott? He got hurt, but still got his money. But for some reason, if Lamar gets hurt, he's just going to be the only one that's not going to get paid. His money is going to go down. Now, for me, you know, like G Star says, the transition tag is going to be between $45 and $50 million. So Lamar, they speculate, because I've never heard Lamar say he wanted 250 million guaranteed. I've never heard that come out of his mouth. But how is it that you don't want to guarantee that contract possibly for 6 years or whatever it is? But if you franchise tag him this year for 45 and you franchise tag him next year for around the 55, 60 million, it's going to be, that's over 100 million right there for 2 seasons.
And Lamar take that
for two seasons
and then say bye.
Right. But my thing is
a long-term deal somewhere else.
Right. But then my thing is, after you've given him 100 million, over 100 million for 2 years, now you stuck. Because you're not going to franchise him that 3rd year. And if you don't get a long-term deal done, you didn't just screwed your cap up. And now you have to search for another franchise quarterback. So I don't understand where they're going with this.
Nobody does. Cowboys desperate.
You don't think the Ravens would be desperate? What would this team look like without Lamar Jackson?
Oh, don't worry, man. We got Snoop. That's what we got Huntley, man. They good. They good.
One read and run.
Right. With somebody else said something. Excalibur. I look, I don't disagree with that either. He might not have that cash to throw in the bank. He might get write a $250 million check and throw that joint in escrow like that. But yo, doesn't so in escrow, like you get interest on that money, don't you?
I believe so.
So I mean, if you get interest on it, I mean, he gonna be like, I can't see 250 million just sitting there and he not making no money off of it.
But you still got to be liquid with it though. Like you got to have that actual money. You know, even watching you saw the winning time with the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
Just like with Jerry Buss. Jerry Buss was worth so much money, but most of his money was in real estate.
Yeah, it was in
That's why he had to sell some buildings instead of giving that man cash. So I mean, he's a billionaire several times over. I mean, I would think he had the money.
He should.
Yeah.
He should. I mean, do you listen? Make it happen.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be no question. Burrow, you ain't gonna see no fighting. And listen, that Bengals owner is known to be cheap.
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown is known to be not paying nobody, but I guarantee he gonna pay him.
Oh yeah, listen, the Bengals, as far as more than probably 1 or 2 other teams in the NFL, they know what dealing without a franchise quarterback looks like, because they've had more quarterback busts than damn near anybody. I still remember Kelly Smith. A lot of these people don't know that, but they thought that Kelly Smith was that dude. Kyle Klingler. Klingler, whatever his name was. Yo, they've had a lot of busts. So yeah, and as cheap as he is, he knows my team ain't going nowhere without the quarterback. We're the only ones that think we made Lamar. And I think everybody in the chat that I have not heard so far, we tailored this offense to fit Lamar.
Try something different then. Try something different. It's not working, so see what else he could do. But it's almost, I just hate to see how if it goes left, it's going to be so bad. Yo, you're gonna be in business for a while here though. When this Raven, because if they let that man get out of here,
first of all,
you might have to stream every day, man. It's gonna be something new. That rebuilding process is gonna be lit, man.
No, I'm not going to stream every day because, like I told them before, like I'm trying to get these people in my space rock solid because I need them to go with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I told him it's going to be Ravens Online on Gatekeeper via Detroit or wherever he goes. Like,
I'm out.
I'm sorry. Man. I mean, I still root for the whole team and love him, but you cannot take the one and only generational talent that you've had on offense. And like you said, Jamal Lewis was good, but he wasn't a generational talent. He had a peak, real short peak, and Jamal Lewis is so good, we let him go to Cleveland. That's how good he was. So if we sit here and we fumble this, bruh, I might have to leave because Baltimore they gonna burn the castle down, bro.
Man, the bank, they might burn the bank. They might push the bank into the
Oh
to the
man,
bay.
I can't do it, bro. Look, I hope y'all follow me. I hope y'all follow me because if Lamar go, it ain't no. What's the point of staying? They are showing you blatantly they don't care about winning.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, if he ain't get a job off of that 2019 year, where he had the best thing smoking, he ain't getting no head coaching job.
Facts. He said he gonna wait for Stetson Bennett. And listen, that might be with 3 first-round picks. You know, that might be. Yeah, let's move this on because it's been an hour. I wasn't planning on being.
I told you it was gonna run.
Nah, but listen. So mostly these streams go like an hour and a half or so. We ain't hitting that, bruh. I'm telling you right now, we not hitting that at all. We about to.
Did I see that Joy said she stumbled across this channel?
Yeah,
I hope you subscribe, Joy.
I'm sure she did. She said, but I think she said she found us through Coach's channel.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Joy then. Yeah. That's family over there.
That's family over there.
Yeah.
He said stop because Rashadis care about winning. That's why he didn't want Joe on the field. He would be fired in a losing season. We not. Well, so my thing is, if he cares about if we really care about winning as an organization, and once again, and Mike said this, I'll forever say this: I am no GM, I am no scout, I am no personnel individual, but we draft a quarterback that I guess for hits and giggles, we just said, all right, we put this name out here to bring excitement back to the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Then we realize, oh, this dude can actually play. After that season, you say, you know what? I'm going to take weapons away from you. I'm going to fortify this defense. You did more with less, so I'm going to give you even less to see what you can do. Mm-hmm. Any other organization, and you may admit this or not, Tars, any other organization would have went out and got studs. They would have built that offensive line up, would have got him some receivers and said, all right, bro, let's see what you can do. But instead, what we do is we come out and say, oh, it ain't pretty, it ain't perfect, but it's us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To get his fan base like, yeah, we blue collar, like this is what we do in Baltimore. No, it's what y'all do because you want to be cheap and you don't know how to coach any other way. I don't fall for that. Yeah, when they zig, we zagging. Where has that zagging gotten us? Because we've made no changes since Lamar's MVP season. We have an offensive MVP on our team, which I believe most of you never thought would ever have been possible in your lifetime. And what did we do? We did the opposite. We zagged at this point than every other team. What's going on, Ravensy? They said, hey, you know what? Jalen Hurts is Lamar Jackson light. This dude can't throw. He ran from Tua in Alabama. He ran to Oklahoma. He can't throw. He can't do it. So Philadelphia said, all right, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that we know whether he can throw or not. We're going to draft Devontae Smith, and we're going to go trade for AJ Brown, and let's see what he can do. And what did he do? He's an MVP candidate.
An MVP candidate. Yeah.
Right. So
that's how you see what you got. My bad, I'm cutting you on.
No, you good, bro. You good, man.
But yeah, that's how you find out what you have. That's the process of elimination. Okay, you know what? We put a number 1 receiver around here. We got a top 3 tight end around him. We got whatever running back behind him. We got a solid offensive line in front of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he can't produce. You know what? Now we know it's not the quarterback position ain't working because we put everything there. I dream of the day I get to see Lamar playing with a top 10 with a number 1 wide receiver just to see what he could do.
Facts.
It's just the way the fact that they don't think that way. They thought like really coming into the season that this group of wide receivers was it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the scary part about that front office. That he really thought that this was it. This was it. You know what I mean? And it's just we make complimentary pieces number ones, right? And
Whoa,
that's
whoa, whoa, whoa! What's a complimentary piece? Because
it,
Devin Duvernay ain't a complimentary piece.
well, I mean, even
James
like
Crochet, Tyler Wallace. Because remember, Anquan Bolton Jr., aka Tyler Wallace, which y'all was in them Twitter spaces every day talking about, yo, oh, he needs a shot. Watch what he do. I see Anquan in him. He gonna house dudes and steal balls and do all that other stuff. Pause. But it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. So hopefully they wake up. You know, I like you know me, Hendo. I try to see the bright side of things. But
Yes, you do.
It's fading, man. That sun is setting. You know what I mean? Because it's just not. I don't trust them. I would like to believe, like, yeah, man. You know they're gonna get Lamar. They're gonna get Lamar a number one.
Facts.
I don't trust it.
Listen, when I first started this channel, I used to get hate mail. They used to be like, "You're so negative. Like, did you even like this team?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not gonna sit here and puff them up like they're not doing nothing wrong." But it's crazy because now them same people are coming back like, "Bruh, I ain't saying you right, but I get it."
Right.
I get it. It's the same over and over again. Like, just even we had the conversation about Steve Saunders. Why is he still employed with this team?
It's the same thing. Like when we on with Coach, right? We out every week. It seemed like we giving that disclaimer. Like if you don't want to hear the truth, like I mean, we both got Ravens apparel on. You think we doing that to hate on them? No, we just giving you the perspective of the fan that has been here a long time. We've seen everything, right?
Yeah.
And then we get to see, you know, what these other teams around us are doing and making moves. So it's just like we just giving you the realistic perspective. Like we aren't that fan base anymore, or we aren't that type of fan anymore. That's you know, keep the positivity. Like you know, yeah, we got to ride with who we have. No, we understand that we got something good here in number 8, and you know, it's just we want to see. We want to see him be great.
Right.
You know, if he won the MVP with that team in 2019, if you go back to that, like that team wasn't even great offensively. You just had the greatest offensive weapon. He was on one, right? He couldn't be stopped. You know what I mean? But just imagine him with that type of, you know, in that type of whatever you want to call it, that mood he in. You play that, and then you got some bookends on the outside. Man, it would just be that we would get that every year. It's just tiring, but we just giving it to you real, man. We ain't here to stroke your ego about it. Like, you know, you need to know what's really going on and why this team isn't succeeding the way it is. Don't get caught up in the record. Right? They gonna be in any game just because they play ugly football, and you can be in any game that way. But
thanks.
Why have you asked yourself this? Why every Sunday you can't enjoy you on the edge of your seat every Sunday, because your team is on the brink of, you don't know if they're gonna win or lose. You on the edge every Sunday,
and it don't matter the level of competition.
Yeah, don't matter. You on the edge. We go to Jacksonville. That should be a week where you like, oh man, we got this. You should be able to chill, relax that day. Did you get to chill?
Denver.
No, you didn't.
Russell Wilson in Denver.
Yeah. You almost had a heart attack watching that game.
Bruh.
This week. You know what I'm saying? Almost had a heart attack. It came down to the, when I just want to relax one Sunday, because I know Lamar. Like, remember 2019 when they opened the year and then they went to Miami, and was that 2019 when they started the year in Miami?
Yes.
And
5 touchdowns.
Yeah. And you see Hollywood butt naked streaking down the field.
On one foot.
How about, remember when they went to the Rams on Monday Night Football and they busted their chops? Remember how you got to sit and enjoy that? When the last time you got to do that watching this team? So that's what I want. I don't know about y'all. I want that type of Sunday where I'm like, all right, I know they're gonna handle this business.
Hold up, Mike. You might be. When is the last time we got to just sit
When's
back
the
like we
last
got?
time you got to sit back? It should have been Miami game this year, but you didn't get to because we watched it. We watched the lead dwindle away. When is the last time you got to sit and be like, you know what? I guess the New Orleans game this year might have been,
Yeah, it
but that
still was.
wasn't even. Yeah,
It wasn't.
you wasn't real. You wasn't completely confident. You still had that pit in your stomach, like, anything can go, anything can happen.
Evil Lamar said, "Who got it better than us?
Right.
Nobody." You're wrong, Evil Lamar. The defending Super Bowl champions, the teams that actually win playoff games year after year, the teams that are getting better, they have it better than us because we are in a state of regression.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you know what? It's been an hour, so listen, we're gonna get on to these picks.
Yeah, that's
And,
I get them running it. Yeah, my bad.
no, it's not. I mean, I ain't had no time. I ain't trying to waste your time. Look, it's Thursday night, and we got football to watch. Even though it may not be the best of games, but this is the start of the playoffs, bruh.
Yeah,
I cannot lose. No, I'm not saying confidently I cannot lose. I'm saying, listen, I can't lose. I will never hear the end of it. I am 14-0
they gearing up, man. They gearing up for you, man.
I'm 14-0 in this 20-team league.
That's impressive. That is impressive. I was thinking that earlier. Like this man Hendo ran the table.
And
he went 14-0.
And I was the leading scorer in probably
every game,
12,
every week.
12 out of the 14 weeks.
Yeah.
But I can't lose the playoffs. You see
impressive.
Brodney and Jose stacking up again. Like they stacking teams up against me so their father can win. Yeah, I mean, I would appreciate that. You know, and listen, shout out to Jose. I ain't mad at you because you did get a first round pick, but come on, bro. Y'all could have made this trade any other week.
Right.
But now this week
they bringing it up. They like, oh no.
Yeah, son, I can't do that. Yes, Yolanda, no 2-hour stream. You knew this wasn't going 2 hours. This wasn't even supposed to be a stream. If I hadn't been lazy and made my preview video, it'd have been 26 minutes at the most, and we'd have been out. But we about to get into these picks right quick. All right, so for tonight's game, we have the San Francisco 49ers going up against the Seattle Seahawks. Who you got, Mike?
Give me San Fran. I think Brock playing this week. Yeah, give me San Fran.
Yeah, I'm going to take San Fran too. All right, we got a treat on Saturday. We have the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Minnesota. What you got?
Minnesota going to blow them out.
That's true. All right, the game that really count. Baltimore at Cleveland. What you got? Who you got? What's the score?
Baltimore 7-6.
You staying true to that?
Yep, 7-6. Hey, all of y'all gonna ruin y'all Saturday watching that. It's gonna come down to the fourth quarter. Cleveland gonna be driving.
Miss a field goal.
They gonna miss a field goal. But you know what? The whole game, your stomach been tight because you had to watch them win a 7-6 game. Watch.
I don't know. For me, it depends on if Cleveland actually gets Chubb going. If they get Chubb going, it's gonna be a problem because who gonna check Amari Cooper? You know what? For the sake of argument, I'm gonna pick Cleveland. 19-13.
Okay.
And Saturday evening, before hopefully Brodney and the boys show up, we got Miami at Buffalo. What you feel about this game?
Man, they calling for like 15 inches of snow in Buffalo, and Miami don't want none of that. I seen Coach McDaniel. He had the shirt on that saying he wish it was colder. A little dig at everybody saying they can't play in the cold weather, but I don't think they want no parts of that snow. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Yeah, for me, and this is how God works. Yeah, I mean, this is how the Lord works sometimes in mysterious ways. All season long, Brodney been doing wrong. And just as he trades for Tua Tagovailoa, he's got to go to Buffalo and it snows during the first playoff game. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? So I'm going to pick Buffalo in this one. All right, now let's jump into the Sunday matchups. We got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Chicago to play the Bears. Who you got on that one?
Philly smokes them.
Yeah,
they smoke them.
That's simple. Now this one is giving me a little bit of problems. We got Atlanta starting Desmond Ridder Oh, you got some activity. All right. we got a tip from Hurricane hashtag LED living energy drink. Thanks for the collab. Appreciate the stream. I appreciate you for always supporting the channel. I appreciate it. Now for this game, I don't Desmond Ridder starting his first game for the Falcons, but it's New Orleans and Andy Dalton. So
I think the young boy gonna show out. I think give me Atlanta.
you think so?
Yeah.
Well,
That first game hype. We gonna see
true.
something like, oh man, he balling. And then when they come to Baltimore, or do we go to them?
They go to who?
Do Atlanta come to us? Or they come to us next week,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think they come to us.
And then when they come here, we gonna blow his socks off. So he gonna get he gonna get off on New Orleans. He gonna come in here riding high, and then that's gonna change. So I'm gonna go with Atlanta.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Saints just because I got Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara, and I need them to do well on my team. Next game we got the Detroit Lions, and I finally got to watch Hard Knocks going to New Jersey to take on the New York Jets. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I think this might end up being one of the better games of the weekend. I'm gonna go with the Jets. But Detroit is one of them sneaky good teams, man, that can, or sneaky team. I ain't gonna call them sneaky good, but they one of those teams you might not want to play. But weather may play a factor in here. I know it's Detroit, everybody's saying that, but they play in a dome. So weather might play a factor. I'm gonna go with the Jets here.
Listen, before the season started, I was watching all the Jets movements, and I'm like, yo, this is a team that's going to be surprisingly good because they have former Ravens executive Joe Douglas. Defensively, they picked up a lot of people, and I think offensively, they were a lot better than expected. It's just that, as we're going to find out next year, when you don't have that elite quarterback position, it hinders your team. Because if we remember, the Jets beat Buffalo at one time, and they were hot as fish grease. But I think I'm finally going to have to live up to Noah and believe what he's saying and believe in Dan Campbell. I think Detroit's going to take this game. Yeah. So next up, we got Pittsburgh Steelers at the Carolina Panthers.
Man, so they talk about Mason Rudolph. The players, you see the players is calling for Rudolph to play this week. I think Deontay Johnson came out and said he would like to see him get a shot if Kenny Pickett can't play. With that said, they gonna hand this game to Carolina. Carolina been playing solid, man, and run games working. I think, yeah, if JK can get off on that Pittsburgh defense, they got Freeman, they got Hubbard, they seem to be, working in tandem well. So I think Carolina can pull that one.
Yeah, my man Jay in the house. I'm going with Carolina as well. Next up, we got possibly an upset special. We have the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Duval to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who you got?
Yeah, hey, this is my upset special of the week. I said this on LBHT show. I'm gonna stick with this. I think Jacksonville catches Dallas slipping in the heat. Dallas, they in Florida, man. They like we on vacation. I think they get caught slipping. Jacksonville pulls off a close
one. Listen, I may be inclined to agree with you, and I think I'm going to place a bet that Jacksonville's going to win this game because, listen, nobody in their right mind thought last week Houston was going to hang with Dallas, and up until the end of the fourth quarter, it looked like they were going to beat them. So you know what? I might have to change all my picks and go with Jacksonville as well. Next up, Kansas City, Houston.
Yeah. Kansas City.
Yeah, I know they played Dallas tough, but Kansas City. Next up, we have the Kyler Murray-less Arizona Cardinals playing the possibly Mr. Sierra-less Denver Broncos.
How ugly is that game? If that's the case, I'm gonna have to go with Colt McCoy. I've seen him play a little something. Who's Denver backup? Brett Rippin? Yeah, man. Give me Arizona. Even though Denver's defense is legit.
Denver's defense is legit, but they can't score, and that was the problem against us. If they could have just scored 2 more points, they'd have been in it. I'm gonna agree with you. Colt McCoy, he's not the best, but I think he gets it done. Now we got another trash bowl. We got the New England Patriots traveling to the desert to take on the Las Vegas Raiders.
Man, I want to go with the Raiders, right? But the
Mhm.
Raiders, just when you think they figured it out, they let Baker and the boys come back on them. Uh, I think they've had what 2 games where they were up by 17 points and lost.
True.
Was that? It's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Vegas, right? But I don't feel good about it because they they just as bad as us, if not worse, at closing out games.
True. Sheesh. For me, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with New England off the simple fact of Josh McDaniels, and I think that Bill Belichick knows Josh McDaniels better
Yeah,
than most people do. But in this victory, I need Derek Carr and Devontae Adams to go off because I got them in fantasy. I don't care who wins the game. I need them.
right. Y'all get busy. We don't care who win the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna get bit right. Exactly. We got the surprisingly bad Tennessee Titans traveling to LA to take on the Chargers.
I think Tennessee wins this. I think my boy Derrick Henry, not just because I need him to get off, but I think he gets off this week. And I think he runs wild on them. The Chargers are so iffy, man. They so they they just as iffy as the Titans, in my opinion. I know they
Mhm.
look good the last couple of weeks, but yeah, give me Tennessee.
Uh, You know what? I'm not with all the hype, but I think that for his legacy for his short career, I think that Justin Herbert is going to turn it up. He's getting his wide receivers back. So I
Mhm.
think he's trying to build for his legacy because they always speak about him being a prototypical quarterback, but he's just not got the wins. They say what they want about Lamar, but they never say that hey, Justin Herbert hasn't made it to the playoffs yet. But they expect him to get that bag. Like, I
They'll
don't get it.
never say that. Just like I've been saying that. When do the training wheels come? When do the kid gloves come off of Justin Herbert?
Facts.
And I like the kid. I think he can play, but it's just you can tell they handle the two situations very, 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 very different. And just a couple weeks ago when he wasn't playing that well, oh, he don't have any talent around him. And it's like, hello, we've been saying that for how long? You
Right.
saying he ain't got no talent, and then, he got talent. He
Yeah,
got
it's
his
out.
wide receivers. I take his. Well, we already had this conversation
We'll take his
about.
backups.
Yeah, we'll take what he got.
Facts. Next up, we got a very important game we need to pay close attention to. The
Mhm.
Cincinnati Bengals going down to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Ugh,
Who I want to win, Tampa.
yes.
Who I think gonna win, Cincy. But this would be lovely for Tom to steal one right here for us to give us that game. Yeah, this would make our Sunday even better, right?
Right.
If after Baltimore wins that 7-6, gut wrenching game,
All right.
and Tampa Bay steals one from Cincy and we go up a game, then that will make it all good. But I think Cincy pulls it off.
Yeah, listen. They said that last week about Tampa Bay needed to win to kind of stay in the hunt, and they did not. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that for Cincinnati, they're starting to gel at the right time. We love to brag about the victory we had over them. They were still figuring things out on the offensive line. T. Higgins got hurt. I think they are a new team, and I think they're going to dog walk them dudes. And yes, I'm gonna have to take Higgins out my lineup. Higgins and Boyd are hurt, but I still think with Jamar Chase and whoever that other number 16 that came in and scored that 40-yard touchdown last week, I think him, Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine, I think they will be enough. Now, Sunday night in Sunday football matchup, we got the NFC least New York Giants versus the DC Commanders.
Yeah. So like I said, my boy OTR Brandon, a Giants fan, he just got married this past weekend in Mexico. So to keep his party going, I'm gonna choose his team. But this ain't a game, I usually mess with here. Both of them can, but I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Really? Didn't they tie the first time?
They did tie, right?
They gonna tie again. I'm calling for another tie. I just think that. All right. Now, the Monday night matchup, the last game of the week, we have the Los Angeles Rams traveling to the frozen tundra to take on the Green Bay Packers. Who you got in that matchup?
Baker, baby.
Really?
Baker gonna bust him up.
You really believe that?
Not really, but I'm gonna say that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that just in case they do pull it off, I can come back and say, see, told y'all Baker was going Baker was going to do it.
Do his thing. Nah. Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna take Green Bay only because that LA team is traveling to the cold.
Yeah, that cold boy.
It's a little different.
Baker used to the cold. Now it's gonna be these other ones around him if they could play in the cold. But Baker playing in cold weather city.
But not the rest of the team.
That's what I'm saying. It's these other cats. Can y'all handle it? But Baker will be all right. It's these other cats. Can y'all handle that cold?
Oh, okay. You say what? Bengals won't re-sign Higgins with Chase and Burrow. I guarantee you they sign all of them.
They'll get it done.
They will find a way. Listen, Buffalo signed all of these people, went out and signed what's his face? Von Miller to a $140 million contract. Even after all of that, they still were trying to sign Odell Beckham Jr. So don't tell me they can't sign Chase Higgins and Burrow. It will get done.
What's Higgins? He up this year?
He's up next year, but he's a second round pick. So,
oh yeah,
because that's the one we could have had instead of Patrick Queen. But I digress.
Yeah,
all right,
What about Boyd? Boyd,
they should have been re-signed Boyd. Like Boyd's been there forever. Boyd's been there for
Boyd signed a
$43
million contract in 2019. Was that 2019?
One of them years. Yeah, he signed. He's signed. Yeah.
That's who they won't bring back whenever his contract is up. I don't think they'll resign him, but they gonna keep that young nucleus together for sure.
Facts. All right, now we're gonna get to the last topic before we end this show, and that is the slave auction. And I know a lot of y'all are looking like slave auction. Heck, are you talking about? So there was an owners meeting where the president, vice president, player association or whomever, Troy Vincent, whatever his job is. So he got up in the owners meeting and he spoke to the owners about the draft process being like a slave auction. And of course, all the old white men gave him the what?
I would never.
Why would you say such a thing? And he kind of gave them a tongue lash and listen, it's just like slave days where you line them up, you poke and you prod, and you do all of these things to find the biggest and best Negro to work him to death. Now, these practices and processes are going to change, even down to the way that you ask them questions. Because, back in the day, we heard the questions about, did they ask Des Bryant, was his mother a prostitute? And we've heard some people ask, are you gay or do you do certain, you know what I'm saying? Yep. They take things a little far. So they're trying to make this a little more practical as in a job interview, because I think in a lot of different jobs, a lot of this stuff wouldn't fly. And I'm sure that they have rules and bylaws in their book, in their HR book, that wouldn't allow for this. So why would you do that there? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been saying this for a long time. It has a picture of the slave auction, slave trade, side by side next to the NFL draft process, right? Where you got these dudes, like you just said, dudes standing up there shirtless and they draws, right, for the world to see. You picking, prodding, measuring their arm length, doing all of that, asking them all anything under the sun. It has a very, very, very close. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but they run neck and neck in how they both look. So I'm for changing it or doing. I mean, listen, there's a difference between a physical, right? Giving a player a physical. We all gotta go get physicals, but you can do that behind closed doors. It ain't gotta be all 700 players lined up in a line waiting to step to the stage to get weighed and all of that. No. If you interested in a player or whatever, or you want to know what their specs are, right? You want to know how tall they are, how much they weigh. All of they lie about they stretching anyway, right? But if you want to know, here's what they list themselves as. You want to find out more, bring them in and see and do your own test. But the way they do it, the optics of it are very, very, very bad. So I hope they do change it. I really do.
Facts. Because my thing is, especially with the NFL Combine, just in general, without them taking their clothes off and being poked and prodded, we measure them, and we've seen this ourselves with Odafe Owe.
Mm-hmm.
We take a player and we measure him by his size and his straight line speed. And we always say, when is he going to run 40 yards in a straight line?
Right.
As a defensive end, he's not. The biggest thing, and I think one of the biggest deterrents for us as an organization is we are a height, weight, speed team. And instead of us saying, let's look at the tape, that's why some of these other organizations are more successful, because they look at the tape. They say, yes, okay, you know what? He is a little bit taller. His arms are a little bit longer. I can go for that. But let me turn on the tape and see, does he make plays?
Mm-hmm.
We took a dude that ran a 4.3 640, but had 0 sacks in his last year in college.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't tell us enough.
He looked the part. You know, he's a nice guy. You know, we like nice guys, right? We like
Betas.
clean cut, nobody that's been in trouble, no infractions. We still scared of that, right? How many years has it been since the Ray Rice situation?
It's been a minute.
So because that's when we stopped. That's when we started to go away from any player that had any type of character issue, right? And still that's their motto, right? Nice guy, clean cut, he has the look. And we raw. I think we also just have that. It's our arrogance, right? We still have an arrogance about us that we feel we could take a guy like that, and mold him into being what we want him to be.
Facts.
And then those days are gone, man. Those days we don't have that type of coaching around here. We don't have that type of other players around that can make him. You know what I mean? Like Ray would make you. Look how many dudes Ray got paid.
A lot of them.
And then when they went somewhere else, they weren't all that.
A lot of them.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the true mark of a great player is when you make those around you better. And he made a lot of people better. He made a lot of people a lot of money, right?
Thanks.
So we don't have that no more. But that's our arrogance and thinking that we can do that, bring these players in, and they'll mold to what we want them to be.
Right. And Tar says Ojabo will help him, no doubt. Well, what is Justin Houston, Jean-Pierre Paul, Roquan Smith? How many people do we need to keep putting around these dudes to make them better?
Yeah.
Like,
and in real talk, man, like that's the battle for him to get on the field, right? The battle is with Owe. So if you see Owe, now I think that's the decision the Ravens are struggling with right now. Right, as you see, always snaps are slowly going down, but the decision will be if we're going to give Ojabo a shot, is Owe going to be the healthy scratch?
Who's going to be that healthy scratch?
You're not going to bring up five outside guys. You're not going to bring up 5 pass rushers. So you're not going to dress 5 pass rushers, I should say. So that's what they're struggling with, and I don't know if they don't want to sit him because they feel like it'll hurt his confidence, or they feel like it'll just be a bad look. But that's their struggle. So if your boy Ojabo gonna get on the field, Owe might not be there with him.
But shouldn't Owe get no stats hurt his confidence? I would think having a 0-0-0-0 stat line would hurt his confidence.
Anything is not dressed, it might as well be.
Listen, I hope he's right, because my thing is this. Y'all putting so much pressure on Ojabo to be great. This man just had an injury this calendar year. This calendar year. And listen, listen, and everybody's like, oh, he's reunited with Mike McDonald and all this other stuff. Mike McDonald, let's see, he's lost Ojabo. He's lost Aiden Hutchinson. And Michigan's defense is better. And I'm sorry, they lost Mike McDonald. and Michigan's defense is better. So what are we saying here?
I hope he does work. I hope he does pan out. But I agree with you, Hendo. It's asking a lot of somebody who ain't played an NFL snap. And I agree with you. We could just drive it right. We ain't using them. Yeah. How about, you know what? Let's just dress 2 wide receivers. You know what I mean? And
listen, what we need wide receivers for? We got Isaiah Likely out here setting the world on fire.
Killing it.
All right, y'all. We've been here for almost an hour and a half. We are going to end this. I want to watch some football, get something to eat. My man Mike, I appreciate you coming through as always. Let the people know where they can find you and what you got going on.
Man, look, you already know, Hendo. You put that call in. If I could do it, I'm here. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you having me on. Me, myself, I am 1/3 of Ring Kings podcast, and that's what our brothers Jose and Brodney. If you into boxing, we got it. Right, go over there and subscribe to Ring Kings podcast. We welcome all watchers, even the casual fan. Man, we got things set up for the casual fan that will help you learn boxing. So the next fight party you go to, you won't have to stand in the corner. You'll be able to talk because we're going to educate you on that.
Thanks.
And then I am one of Open Mic with OTRMike. That's my solo podcast. That's the show where the mic is open for any discussion, no matter what it is, who it is, where it is. I talk about everything from mental health to sports. I got about 10 episodes up now. Go over there, subscribe, man. Help your boy out with that, and then check out the work that I got so far.
Facts. Now, I'm going to put all the links in the description where you can find my man, where you can find him on Twitter and Instagram, the different iterations of his name.
Yeah. It's OTR_Mike on most of the stuff.
OTRMike_.
Yeah. It's somewhere over there. You'll find it. But yeah, mostly on Twitter, man. OTR_Mike. Follow me there too. I follow back unless you're on that weird stuff. I don't do that. But, you know, and when I mean weird stuff, that's the ones that DM, you know, trying to sell something. Then we don't do that. Right. But yeah, man, follow me up on there and check out the show.
Yes, indeed. And listen, I thank you all for stopping by. So it's supposed to be like this, but we try to get the people what they want. Now, join me, I guess, Saturday night. I guess I'll stream after the game. Coach Evans will be there. Maybe Mike, if he wants to return. Maybe Jose, Brodney, whomever else decides to join the stream after the game.
That's going to be the round table. That's going to be the Saturday round table.
Yeah, and you know, I've been trying to get Chris on my joint for a minute. He might drop through too. I don't know, but y'all had to stay tuned to find out. But once again, formulate your own opinions, have your own thoughts. Never let people tell you how to think, and most importantly, be somebody important. Be yourself. Until next time, y'all. We out.